Yo, what's going on guys, my name is Wolf. I'm bringing you a video here today. Now, as you can probably tell from the title, this is a video on how to get your first nuclear or a nuclear in general. And quickly, I want to clarify something. This is for the TapX Recruitment Challenge. Now, if you don't know who TapX is, I'll leave a link to their channel in the description. Hit them up with a sub and watch their content because they've got amazing content. And I've been watching them for probably about a year now, and I would absolutely love if I could join. So that's why I am applying for this recruitment challenge, and it's a bit debilitating because I'm pretty sure every single TapX pub stopper knows how to get a nuclear, and I'm making a comment about it for TapX, but it doesn't matter. Now, my first tip is use an appropriate class for your playstyle. Now, what I mean by this is if you're a really rush heavy player, use an SMG class, and maybe use an SMG class with a silencer as well, because that way you're going to be able to get into the enemy spawn, you'll be able to get a couple of kills, and you won't show up in the enemy radar, so they won't know where you are unless you just killed them and they're coming straight back for a revenge kill. But with that, just keep moving. But if you're a slower player, use an assault rifle, and this also applies with perks and with specialist abilities. So if you're a really rush heavy player, use something like kinetic armor, and if you're a slower paced player, use something like the scythe. And when I say perks, I mean if you're a really rush heavy player, use amplify or whatever it's called for Black Ops 3. I don't know. And my next tip is something that pretty much every single YouTuber says, and now me saying it sounds generic as hell, but use the hater, counter UAV, and UAV. If you have a hater up, you're going to constantly know where the enemies are, and if you have UAV and counter UAV, that's just going to help you, especially if you have a suppressor. And if you have a hater up, you're going to know where the enemies are 100% of the time, and if you die, it's either due to 100% bullshit, 100% unluck, or just the fact that you're a terribly shit player and you shouldn't be going for a nuclear, but you are because you're obviously watching a tips and tricks video on how to get a nuclear. But my next tip is play in a 6-man party if you can. Now, if you can't play in a 6-man party, still go for it solo and still use these tips, but if you can, play in a 6-man party because it's going to be so much beneficial to your streak if you're playing with people who you know and who know what they're doing, because if you play with a bunch of randoms that don't know what they're going to do, that's going to really hurt your streak, and it's going to be detrimental to your streak in general. And this kind of leads into my next tip of play domination, because if you play, or at least a game mode where you know where the enemies are spawning, such as uplink or safeguard, because if you play something like TDM, you're not going to know where the enemies spawn, and it's just going to hurt you because you're not going to know where they spawn, and for all you know, you could be shooting someone in the front, and then there's someone rectally infusing their knife directly behind you because that's just where they spawn. And when I say this links in with my tip of play in a 6-man party, it's because if you're playing in a 6-man party, you're going to know where the enemies are. If you have, say, A flag and B flag, the enemies are going to be spawning at C, and your team won't rush into the spawn trying to steal a few kills, resulting in the spawns flipping and you getting rectally infused with a knife, as I previously stated. So my next tip after this, my next 2 tips that I also link in with one another, is only challenge gunfights you know you can win and play smart. If there's a gunfight and you don't think you can win, run away. Because if you challenge it and there's a chance of you dying, that is not good, because you can always win, but you can always lose as well. And that's not good, because then you're going to lose your streak, you're going to have to start over, and that pretty much negates everything you've just done, and that just wastes your time, and you have to start over from the start. So only challenge gunfights you know you can win, and as I said, just play smart. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you've learned something from this video. Post a comment down in the comments below, not the description, whether you have gotten any nuclears using my tips, and if you have, that's freaking awesome. I'll reply, show you some love. And as I also said, check out TapX Nation. They have amazing content. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, guys.